What's up, guys? I'm just a gamer and I'm back with another reaction video. The epic wave of media content from Bloober team promoting their new game Cronos the New Dawn does not seem to be slowing down. They just not too long ago released the launch trailer or the release date trailer. Before that, we had like a whole almost hour of gameplay showing off basically. And yeah, now we have a deep dive into the story, and this is one of the aspects I'm like most curious about of the game. Obviously, the combat looks amazing, and everything, but the story is also really like strange and like from the little snippets I've been able to piece together from the previous media, like it has me already engaged in a way that I haven't been in a long while. Like I want to unlock the mystery. I want to know what's going on. So I'm really curious to see what they're gonna say here, what they're gonna show here. So yeah, enough of me talking. Well, let's get into it.
Listen to the will of those who will not speak.
Okay, that's completely new.
Those are not willing. They will be.
Hi, I'm Grzegorz Like. I'm the lead writer and the lead narrative designer in
Already
Cronos: The
hooked.
New Dawn.
And my name's Clara Severa, producer on Cronos the New Dawn. Today we're going to be talking a little bit more about our story while also answering some pressing fan questions.
So Cronos is set in an alternative universe that in the 80s a weird disease started to appear. A disease we called the Change.
And that's how, sadly, humanity came to an end.
Travelers are emissaries of the mysterious collective. They travel back in time to the moment of the end of the world. They seek their targets, very important people that are needed by the collective.
Bind point in sight.
And they extract their essences. Is it painful?
I think it's painful. With every single, I think, weird procedure along those lines, you will expect it to be painful. And because we're taking away souls of human beings, don't expect it to be a nice thing.
Well, they scream a lot. Yeah.
Preserving.
Yeah, like
You'll be able to, throughout the course of your game, pick who you choose to extract. And if you're coming to the game from more of a gameplay perspective, it's the main perks of those essences that might
yeah,
interest
we've
you.
learned that
However,
from
if
previews.
you're coming to the story to, get more of the actual insides and nitty-gritties of the story, you might focus on the characters who you meet.
Target. Seated. Edvard Wisniewski.
Which characters you choose to extract will actually affect, well, not only the gameplay, but also how you perceive the whole game.
His
I'm
name is
curious
the
if you
Warden,
can do a no
and
extraction
his
run.
role, given by the collective, is to maintain not only the tools used by the travelers in their missions, but also the main hub in which you will spend a lot of time as a player.
That is the main hub. I was curious
You
when
will
we
have
saw
a lot
it.
of interactions with this guy. You will see that, well, he's got a little bit of different approach than the protagonist.
Don't you think it's all trivial?
In perspective of perpetuity, what isn't but a trivial thing?
At Bloober team, we still love to tell stories about people, about real people, about relationships between those people. You will meet a lot of characters in this game. Some of them you will love, and some of them you will, well,
Maybe love.
love less.
Love less. Also in Cronos, I think it's important to mention
Yeah, I
that
was
a lot of the
curious
characters you will meet are in some
if there'd
way
be
or
people we
another
can meet and talk
connected
to,
when it comes
or
to
if
their
it's just
story.
straight up just you and the people you extract.
I think it's cool that the player and the traveler are sort of on the same level when it comes to really discovering the story at the same time. So these interactions with these characters are definitely meaningful because the more you dive in, the more you learn. The The main differences between Nova Huta and New Dawn are there isn't any floating buildings.
In Nova Huta.
Yeah. There isn't roaming monsters.
Yet.
Kind of. And the streets are undestroyed. However, we try to stick to the ideal image of Nova Huta as much as possible, but not only in the aesthetic, but also care about the historical importance and meaning of it. Also, obviously, in the game, we added some new buildings and new places for you to explore as a player. So the big building you see floating around in our trailers, we built it and then we destroyed it again.
I was born and raised in Nova Huta, so this project feels very personal. But we chose Nova Huta because of the history the place has. That history rhymes very well with the questions we
I like how
ask
they're
in the game
framing
and the themes
the
we
landscapes and all those
tackle
pictures
throughout
of the
story.
actual town as
And
very
as Cronos
creepy and
doesn't
scary.
have the ambition to be a historical game, well, the level of reproduction of things is super cool. Well, only I know that, and I can tell.
His watch is broken. As far as we know, we don't know.
Well, it is a time travel story.
Duh.
Yeah.
Why nobody ever asks about dogs?
Or hamsters.
I was curious about the dogs. I was. But yeah, that was great. Again, so many little things here and there that I'm just so curious about and I want to learn more of. This game's going to be amazing. I can already tell. This game's going to be amazing. Alright, that was a deep dive into the story of Cronos the New Dawn, and yes, some very interesting things were hinted at, and some of my questions were actually answered. For the fact, because, like, again, the game was very much, it's been framed as, like, you know, solitary. We've seen the other person, the other traveler, and like I was curious about that, but it was like that was basically it. I was curious if we were gonna be interacting with other like characters, or if, you know, just the people we travel back in time to and just, you know, take or whatever, if that was it. But it does look like there will be like, you will find maybe other people or somebody else or something, like, you know, happening that you're gonna be able to interact with outside of just reaping their essence. Because again, we've learned from like previews and stuff at the gameplay that like those souls you collect, like they even said it here, they actually give you perks and stuff. So I'm very curious if you can do like a no perk run. Like I'm assuming the game like auto gives you certain souls or whatever, but I'm curious if you can do like a no soul run, and like does that change the ending? Do like, depending on like the souls you have, does that affect, like, you know, not just combat, but they said in themselves, like it can affect the story as well. So I'm curious how deep that goes. But yeah, this was fantastic. This is really great, and again, I'm just even more excited for this game than I already am, and I honestly can't wait. But those are my thoughts. That's my reaction. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or comment down below. I'd appreciate any and all feedback. Subscribe. I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube because I have not figured out multi-streaming. So if you'd like, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/JustAGamerInc, all together in a word, or you can click the link below. And on YouTube, just hit that notification to know when I go live. But what are your thoughts on this, you know, the deep dive into the story? What are your thoughts on the game in general? I would love to hear from you and your thoughts. But regardless, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care and have a good game.